you have your own world, right?
True.
Ma'am, can I
Yes.
start the recording?
Yes, Amma. You can have your own world.
Yeah.
How do I push
Ready, ma'am?
this? How do I push this? This meeting is being recorded. Wait a minute. Got it. Okay. Were you able to remove that
Ready,
as
ma'am?
well? Yes.
No. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, everybody. Once again, welcome to another brand new episode of United Voice of Women with Vani. Well, what can I say? The woman is the womb of the universe. So she actually completely envelops the earth. And to be able to talk about this woman is not just something that you can, understand easily. This woman is like the sky, over your head. This woman is like the earth under your feet. She is there everywhere, and what she does best is nurturing. Not to belittle any woman, because I know that today's woman is actually the superpower of the universe. The dynamics are changing, and so is the woman. And if you think you wanted to understand a woman, you are in the right place, because this is a show that celebrates every woman around us, because I believe the real inspiration comes from people that you can relate to. When there are people that are actually full of crowns and titles, and they're really big out there, but then again, I would want to become that someday, but I am not really relating to that person yet, because I'm just a woman with a simple life, a personal life and a professional life. And yes, we are adding a lot of our personal selves into our personal life, besides running the house and taking care of the kids and doing your work. We are also working on, enjoying and bringing out our talents as well. So we are doing a lot. And so I believe that we women need to be seriously celebrated for who we are, because everybody else out there who's got the crowns and the titles are being encouraged by tons of people. But who is it that is cheering for you? I guess I am enough. And that's what I want to spread around the world, that we are enough. And today I have got a beautiful guest once again. And let me tell you, she is enough or what? Multi-talented girl, so full of ambition and passion in life, and she just doesn't want to miss a thing. Okay, I mean, it is incredulous. All right, and today what I've seen with her was another big wow for me. I just saw her, dressed very beautifully in a beautiful dress, but then I said that she saw me in a sari, and I said I would have loved to see you in a sari too. She actually changed in 5 minutes. And I'm telling you this on TV, all right? It's like a national television that I'm talking on, Mana TV International. Okay, and I'm telling you, this girl did this because I know a lot of women will find it shocking. I would have never been able to do that. Okay, and without any further ado, let's say a big hello and a warm hug to you, my dear friend, Parul Bhatia in the house.
Ooh, and hey, Vani, you are so full of energy. That ball of energy is so infectious. So yes, when I saw you in this beautiful sari and this amazing combination that you worn, I was like, oh my God, am I supposed to dress ethnic? Because I was wearing a nice yellow chiffon top. And she's like,
Lovely.
sure, if you want to, go
It was
ahead.
lovely. It was lovely. Okay,
And
you
I-
were lovely then, you're lovely now, but you know what? It's nice that we're twinning in a sari, right? Because there's something, yeah, because among all my guests, I usually do not know my guests before. You know, let's say 98% of them I never know. Okay, that's been the way it has been. But you are again a person that I've already known. I can't say known. You know, there's so much of difference between knowing somebody and how do I say? You know, exchanging pleasantries and partying together doesn't really make you know a person, right? Actually,
Absolutely.
and kabhi
You
kabhi
could be
kehte hain na,
hanging out with people. You could be hanging out with people, but you barely know them.
so true.
So in our case, we kind of like know each other because we've
Exactly.
connected.
But we have spent
connected
some
at home.
time together and we know that the vibes actually match.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why I
think
wanted to match you with the sari look.
I like that. So now, the very first thing that comes to me is that you're a person that is, you know, active in multi dimensions, right? At some place, I would also think there are no dimensions anymore. I think you are just all across the board. You know, you dance, you sing, you know, you're a fashionista, you're on the radio, you are on the stage performing, you do so many things, and you continue to learn dance as far as I know, right? These are few of the things that I know, and I'm sure there are so many more, right? And also you're a mom, you're a wife. So this is a real big package that I want to open because I'm sure there would be so many beautiful surprises in it. And the whole idea, Parul, is I believe that it is so easy to relate with women like us, you know, because there's so many things that we all do similarly. And that is where I feel the relatability is strongest.
So yes, you're right. Like, we can appreciate the different things and the different facets that we have. Like I see you as a wife and as a homemaker, yet I see so many dimensions of you. And it's important to uphold each other because we become each other's strength. If we encourage each other, I think we have a long way to go. So yes.
Absolutely. So beautiful. So let's talk about your life. How did your life start?
Ooh, I was born. I came to the universe. Well, I was born in Delhi, and then I came here a good 25 years ago. And I came here to study, basically. I came here to study film, went to University of North Texas, graduated with a degree in film. And pursued that because before that I had done English literature, but I wanted to see a visual transition of the stories I'd been reading. So I wanted to learn the whole art of filmmaking. And I'm very excited that I made a couple of movies since we are getting right into what I did.
Yes.
I made this movie called, My Father's Daughter, that I wrote and directed, and I also acted in it. Then,
wow.
Made
Do it
another movie
again. My Father's Daughter?
Yes. That's the name. Yeah.
Okay. Can we find it on any of the platforms?
You can find it on YouTube.
You can? Fabulous.
Yes. And it was actually released, the platform was DVD when we used to have DVDs. And then after that, I did another movie, Geeta in Paradise, and it has Purab Kohli, the famous Purab Kohli. And trying to put that on YouTube too. You can check it out, Geeta's Paradise. And my last film was shot just recently, and we are in the editing phase. And it's called In My Backyard. The idea was COVID, and we were like shooting it with just a few friends, like, you, me, and another friend meeting. And maybe one of our spouses is missing and one of them is coming. So we realize, okay, she's going through a divorce. It's a very, very like grounded story, about very contemporary story about three friends coming from DU, Delhi University. I wrote the thing, and my friend Rama Sharma co-wrote it with me, and I directed this film. So I can't wait to see that film out. I think it'll really, it'll vibe with all, working women, who not working women. It's about partners loving and respecting each other. Because what's there in life, if that love and respect is not there, that basic care is not there, then you're just going through a certain regiment and it's no fun. You bring in the element of love, it's like salt and it flavors your life. Or even if you're a sweet person, it's like syrup. What's pancake without syrup, right? And butter. So that syrup and butter is that love and care that spouses need to give each other, not just husbands to wives, but right? That's the story. That's the idea behind that story.
I love it already. I mean, these are things that need to be addressed, I think. I somehow feel that, though, while I was growing up, I was always, not that somebody came and told to me, but it gave me the impression, life around me just gave me the impression that couples abroad, in foreign countries, once they decide to be a couple, I believed that they actually knew exactly what they are getting into, and they knew that a couple is standing on the same platform. Nobody is above the other, and it is all about being together in every way.
You said it, together. That's the key word. That's the logic.
Exactly. That's what I saw, through the films or whatever while I was growing up. And I thought that they seem to understand it, in our part of the world doesn't seem to understand it. Okay, at least when I was growing up. Today, I do see a lot of, how shall I say, growth in that space, for sure. Right? But I still, I love observing people. That's why I do this show with people around me, because they fascinate me all the time, blow my mind so many times. But these are people that nobody talks about, right? You got to have a crown or a title before anybody actually looks at you or your life. But I feel
that's
that
what it is. That story is about that. It's about women just punching themselves so much that they become insecure, and then because maybe the support is not coming either from family or husband or in-laws or your own parents, or there's so much life is happening, and in the process we are not really like pushing the passion and ambition in us. And yes, life is tough. It's really not a bed of roses. And I'm telling you, even for urban couples, it's a myth that, urban couples have it all. They have that harmony. No,
it's a myth. You're right.
We need to bring that awareness that isn't life going to be a lot better, a lot happier when you have that connection with your partner.
Yes. And what I say, at this stage of my life, what I am wanting to say is that, when you got married, that concept was not really something that was out there in front of you. It was more of a blur, right? I mean, where we grew up back in India, all right? I mean, those were things not even really something that you're looking into. People,
true.
Today's kids here know everything, right?
You're right. They're very smart. They're way ahead of us. I agree with that.
Totally, because they are exposed to everything. That's the difference.
They are. I mean, they are go-getters. I mean, they know, they have a plan. And so in that sense, it's really good.
And that's only possible because of the awareness too, isn't it? The awareness and the freedom. And the freedom. They're two things, right? Being a good girl. I mean, Vani was always known as a very, very good girl because she did only what mommy and daddy said it was okay. And while mommy and daddy always said most of the things were okay, lucky for me. So it helped me to blossom the way I wanted to, or I could, right? Because of that kind of atmosphere that I grew up in, right? But a lot of people didn't at that point of time. And
you had that nurturing environment at your house, your dad and your mom. They really believed in you and they supported your talent. And you
Big
know what?
time,
Why
big
can't that
time.
extend? Why can't that extend after you get married?
Exactly. That is a good question to ask. And that is my question too. I just do not, I'm not able to wrap my head around the simple fact that I understand that from our generation, possibly most of them had arranged marriages. Okay. Some of us knew them as friends and then got married or something. And various combinations, but primarily it was arranged marriages, during our time, and we went through it, and I understand that that is the basic difference that makes all the difference, right? Because when you just marry somebody you do not know, you just marry somebody because there was only a few criteria that needed to match while the
Yeah,
parents did the
sure.
matchmaking, right? It
Uh-huh.
had nothing to do with your personalities, basically. It had nothing to
Correct.
do with the people's personalities. And I won't say that in any bitterness. I would just say it was ignorance on their part because they did what they knew, right? But
Correct.
today, what I am not able to wrap around my head around is why is it that the men or women not able to give basic respect to each other? Because, otherwise things would be still okay. Because in the world we make friends with so many people, right? I mean, we meet so many people. Some people we really get very connected with, but then there are people that don't completely gel with our vibes. So we don't totally connect, but we are very respectful, we are very pleasant, and we try to work in that space with them because we know that this is their kind of personality. That is basic, what shall I say, human behavior should be, I
Funny
guess.
you mentioning that because something comes to my mind. My sister who lives in New York and her husband, we were talking about this, and he said that he was very inspired by his grandparents, and I was like, why? And
Wow.
he says because my granddad knew that he was the bread earner, he was the provider of the house, and my grandmother knew that these are my responsibilities slash duties. And in between there was no like oh you didn't do this or you didn't do this. It was that basic love and care that was extended to each other. So
Wow.
the husband upheld his wife, he was upholding her, empowering her, and in return the wife was definitely respecting and upholding her husband, and things
Wow.
are very harmonious. So maybe
See,
we need to go back to our roots and figure out how to bring about that harmony.
I know. You know what? It's great to feel and know that somebody understands. I think it's 90%, 95% of the time this is not something that we actually get into a conversation about,
I know. This,
right?
yeah, but yeah. So
We
that's
don't
cool.
somehow. And I feel that maybe we should. That is what possibly is. Men seem to understand each other so much better with their friends because I
Yes.
guess they talk about what they want to talk and they are able to do that. But I guess we women try to keep our lives aside or beside our other relationships. I don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
say. We're not really talking about ourselves and our lives. And, the world actually thinks women talk. And they must be talking about everything and anything in their
We
lives.
do,
But
yeah. I
right,
think
right,
so.
we do, we sure do, but we don't really get into these nitty gritties that could actually help us understand various situations that we might be in today, or we were a long time ago. There could be a lot of answers to a lot of your questions that you have, because I don't think anybody else will have it.
Yes, I mean, you have to
Nobody else will
sometimes
be able
find
to.
your own answers. Everybody
Right,
has a unique
yes,
situation.
totally,
A lot of
but
times, spirituality helps a lot.
yes.
Spirituality grounds you, and everyone has a different take on that. Some people are very religious, they may do rituals, and some people do not do that, they meditate. Some people chant. I, for example, chant. I am a
Mhm.
Buddhist, a Hindu and a Buddhist, and I chant Namyoho Renge Kyo, and that really
Yes.
grounds me. When I chant it, it just, kind of like brings me and my entire confusion in life or some impediments that may be happening, and I can kind of focus on what is it that I want, and it channels
Amazing.
me. So to me, religion is something that really helps you in life, and for me, I've found that. So
Awesome. See, that is what is most important, right? Knowing what you want and then finding it and then doing it. I
and then
guess,
doing it.
right? And doing it.
Yes,
I
you're
guess,
right.
yeah.
It's not easy because it's discipline also. But you notice that when you are doing it, your life is in rhythm, and when you're not, then yes, you feel that scattered energy. So hence, as I said, like I've heard about mindfulness, Zen, being focused, and not doing multiple things at the same time. You know how you used to be multitasking, but now Zen meditation says no, just live the moment. If you're having this cup of chai in the morning, enjoy it, savor it. When you're going for a walk, forget your phone, actually look at the trees and, smell, just see all your senses come to life. So yeah, I mean, there's so much. Yeah, I mean, and fashion vista that you are, Vani, I bet you are a Zen vista because, every time I see you in a new avatar. So I would like to ask you, what gets you, in that mode? Isn't that your passion? I feel like it comes from within. So I
So
find
true.
that as a passion for you,
So
isn't it?
true. So true. I think, wow, you just nailed it.
Because I see it every time I see you in something new, and I just feel like, wow, she's so creative, you
I
know.
know. Okay. I think, you know what? I will give more than 50% of the credit to the way I was born.
Sure, sure.
I think I was born like this. Okay,
Mhm.
chill. All right.
So
Yes,
that's your essence. That's you,
I guess
right?
that's my
Yeah.
essence, right? And also, I would say the home that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm,
Right.
mm-hmm.
It was a home that was literally flowing with love.
That's so beautiful for you as kids because when that love is flowing, I think children, they blossom. And look
Yes,
at
they
you,
do.
you have
They do.
blossomed. You have
Totally
blossomed
blossomed in every way.
like the cherry blossoms. If
Totally.
you were, yeah, you are a cherry blossom, and what flower would I give myself? Let's see. I love jasmine for some reason, and my name
Yeah.
also is a flower in Bengali.
But you know
Parul
what?
is a
You like
flower.
a rose for me. I don't know why.
Ooh, I love that. Thank
Yeah. If
you.
you said a
That's
flower,
it.
I think I would
That's
say like a
nice.
rose. Yeah. That is how I feel about you. Um, but before I lose this thought about my home that I was talking about, this kind
Yes,
of
please.
energy in the house was like, luckily, both my parents were always very full of life. And what I have observed is that my parents were like friends. I
That's
don't
important.
think I saw it anywhere else around me because, I met all my friends' parents and I met them too, right? But I never saw that growing up anywhere, that
Yes.
friendship. Like literally,
There
my
are
mom,
different types. There are different types of connections, right? So you friends,
you're
if you
right.
can be friends, nothing like it.
Yeah,
But I've also
yeah,
observed like if you can connect at some level, it could be love for pets, it could be love for walking, nature, food, whatever it
anything,
is.
anything.
But that respect is indeed important.
That's so
So when you
important.
talk about love, I'm thinking about my parents. They were my dad is no more, but he's always here with me, and my
My
mom. So
dad's not.
they both, if they watched a movie together, for example, and there was an emotional scene, they would just exchange a look between each other, and that connection, that love, that appreciation for human emotions. I
True.
grew up seeing that.
See,
So yeah, it was magical.
I've been very lucky too. I saw my parents extremely playful, you
Ah,
know,
nice, nice.
extremely playful,
Mind you,
like my
actually,
mom,
mind you.
we lived in a colony. The
Uh-huh.
officers' colony where a company had quarters for all their employees and all that kind of
Sure.
colonies. All
Mhm.
right, so that's where I grew up, and over there, so my dad had this exactly 8 to 5 kind of a job, and that is the exact time that you leave, unlike
Right.
other jobs where it takes forever, right? So my dad would come back home in the evening around 5 or something, if I remember it right. And I know by that time we would be back from school anyway. I have seen
Yeah.
my mom every single day dressed up in the evening. In summers, she would only and only wear the best of cotton sarees with sleeveless blouse. And, her lipstick was her trademark, actually. At that time, nobody was wearing lipstick. But she would always wear lipstick. And she would wait at the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And by the way, she would also call him that when you start, let me know, because I'll have the maid get the tea ready. But uske pehle, pakode or whatever the evening snack, would be already ready. There would be these garden chairs and table put outside.
Let's time travel. Let's time travel and go to your house.
I know. You know what? I mean, just such beautiful memories and so vivid, because I felt it was so special even at that time, So 2 chairs and this table, and they put that. My dad, okay, so my mom is waiting near the gate by that time, okay? So my dad stops at the gate. She gets inside the car with him, and they drive into the garage.
Oh, so sweet.
Through the driveway that we had, a long one actually. So so he would actually, they both would go in, and then adjacent to the what do you call this garage, there was this huge amrud ka ped, go up. And in the season, my mom and dad would actually climb up the tree. And I know I grew up in their house and I never climbed the tree. And I don't think my sister ever did.
And they would climb and you guys won't.
Never.
Oh my God. What's wrong with you both?
So my mom and dad,
I've climbed many guava trees. I loved doing that.
So they would sit there, eat some amrud, come down. By that time, the tea and everything is ready here. The maid puts it all out, and then they have their time together. I'm sure.
Together.
Yeah, I'm sure they had their differences too. I mean, whatever at that time I would have understood. I did know that there were things that they were not on the same page with or whatever, and they would talk about it.
I mean, we are human beings. There will be differences. But what you're also remembering is the love that they shared. And that's important. Because if you don't see that love growing up, it's hard.
I mean, it is so beautiful to see that. I never heard them say that you can't do this or you can't do that. I mean, that is what I appreciated, that kind of camaraderie, and really like running the house together, caring for the family together. Everything was together. And I did not see things like you couldn't do this or you couldn't do that things. But I feel in our generation, we seem to see it a lot, even if it is not really put to you in a way that is hurtful or disrespectful. These things are like,
or it is.
Sometimes
it is.
Right?
It is put sometimes in very hurtful and disrespectful ways too.
I know, it is absolutely. But I'm saying that even casually people seem to be able to say these things, which I did not really understand even today. Because
what I'm seeing is, Vani, we are talking about certain memories that have stuck with us. And yes, there were differences. There may have been differences.
I'm sure.
But at the same time, what we also saw was that love and care. So going back to what you said, they were playful. These memories come into my mind, and I have to share it now. It has to come out.
Absolutely.
So this was back in 1982 when we won the Prudential Cup. And was it 82, 83, right? So we were in Kashmir during that holiday, and we were in the hotel, and this was like late night, like 12:30 or so. And we won. India won. This is Prudential Cup, okay? And my mom was sleeping, and we kids were watching. We had 3 sisters. We were watching the TV with glued eyes because my dad was a cricket fanatic. And you know how it is. So then suddenly when we won, you will not believe what my dad did. He just went and he picked up, my mom was sleeping. He picked her up and he said, Indu! And that excitement and that, that feeling of family, that's what I call like living a life of joy, because he was so excited. He wanted to share it with his wife.
Not the
And he did.
kids. Kids were sitting around, but still he went to pick
Yeah,
up
he
his.
knew we were all excited, and he said, "Oh, I got to share it with her too."
I'm
And
sure.
yes, we all still remember that.
I'm sure.
So yeah,
Such beautiful memories, right? I mean, I know that it might not have been the norm, okay, but we
Yeah.
can only relate to closest to what we have experienced, right? And I do see that women who are trying to be themselves in today's world, they are doing it irrespective of others are what others' opinion is, I think.
Yeah, and that's great. I
Mostly,
think because if you're
comparatively.
getting the support and you're doing it, great. But if you're not getting the support and if you're still
You're still
following
doing
your
it anyway.
yes, which is
Trying
important
at
because
least.
you can't not do your thing. So yeah, I agree with that.
Exactly. And why I mentioned this whole story is that, we talking about things were backward back in India in those times, etc. Don't seem to stand true to me today when I look at things around me. I mean,
That's the essence of what you just said. That's exactly what you said, that it seemed like that. But then, based on our discussion, we just realized, be it grandparents or be it even parents, if that love and respect and joy was there, that doesn't mean that they were trying to stop each other, right?
Tell you, okay? And the love doesn't have to be only that super passionate kind of love. You know what I mean? That is basic respect.
Care also, right? That care for each other.
Absolutely, the care. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know, if you're moving forward or
backward, or
not even moving
not even backward.
Not
Backward
even
was
backward.
good. Oh, down. We're going down. Let's go up.
See,
Yeah.
See, this is what I like to celebrate on UEW, because these are insights that are real.
Yes.
And in that exact moment, it just happens. It's not something that you thought about and wrote it and published it, or tried to make it into a film and published it. All these forms are so
these are real conversations.
But I think what this can actually do is mind-blowing. Right? Yeah. And it's mind-blowing because it's completely on the spur of the moment. So it's all real.
Absolutely. Yes.
During this conversation, you don't have time to plan and weave a different story. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, like that's how it is. Life can be unplanned. I mean, I was not planning on wearing a sari, wore it because you and I think that's really important. How we have that hashtag impromptu kind of a tag. It's always trending. This is impromptu, right? In that sense, we are not. I mean, you didn't even ask me, "Wait, Parul, I'm going to ask you these questions, etc." No, because we based on our little bit of like friendship that we have, you said, okay, we'll see what happens. And I was like, let's go with the flow. Because that's what it is, guys. Right?
Absolutely. Okay, that is me. That is me. I think I am designed that way, wired that way, that I am in the moment. Only.
Yes, and I can vouch for that because we were out one day. I had a Odissi performance and Vani was there. She herself is a Bharatanatyam dancer. And she was kind enough and she's like, sure, I'll help you. And because there was a lot of work, me and my friend and I had a lot of work to do with all that gear.
Dressing up itself is a
we had no help that day.
Biggest part
and she said, yeah, you said I'll help. And you really did. And then after a performance, on our way back, we stopped in Plano downtown and we had a quick drink. We had a drink. And then after that, outside, it was like all lit, beautiful lamps, bulb lamps. There was a stage, and in the backdrop was a train. And little did I know that this Vista, Fashion Vista, is also an Insta Vista. At that point, I was not doing much of reels. So she said, let's do a reel. And we just came up with this idea, getting jiggy with it. I'm in my Odissi dress with a coat. And this lady is shooting me, and I'm just doing whatever, like impromptu, spontaneous.
It was an incredible moment, an incredible memory, right? It was magical.
Absolutely. I'll cherish it. We got to go back there.
We have to. We definitely have to.
Yes.
Now, what I want to talk to you about is, I've always wondered, being able to ace at so many things at the same time. Everybody has the same 24 hours, right? And some of us struggle with doing a few things in all those hours that we have, So everybody is different. What do you think helps you to be completely you are multi-talented, you're using all your talents, time for all your talents that you actually enjoy and nurture, and you also have a family, you have your work, you have so many things going on. I know everybody does a lot of things, but I think you're somebody that I've seen who goes way up and over and above everything that I have seen. You're like, every minute you're into something. Okay, this makes you one of those people that is, I think, so full of life and wanting to embrace the entire world and life all in every moment that you come across. Or how do I describe that? Did you get paused? Did you get paused? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. You were in pause for a second.
I lost the connection for a bit, I felt.
Okay. Tell me. Did you hear what I said?
No, I did hear you said how do I do it or something like that.
Yes. Put everything into that moment, and you are actually literally utilizing every single moment of your life, is what I feel. I've not seen anybody else do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I would have to say I gravitate towards things that I love. So the things I don't like to do, you won't see me kind of, trying to make that adjustment. So yeah, That's kind of like, in that sense, I'm focused on what I love because I naturally kind of go towards it. So be it, dancing or acting and also teaching. So I do teach at a college and I love teaching. Like you, I love students. I love making a difference in their lives. Just reading things which change our perspective, reading things, because nowadays I really, Vani, am noticing that reading has completely taken a toss. So I love to see students read and I encourage them. And besides that, yes, I have a huge passion for Odissi and classical dance.
Yes.
And also love writing and acting. So these are the four tenets that can define me. And yes, I'm a mom and a wife. So love my kids, love them to death. I don't know. I think we all have our struggles, but
yes, we do.
I think you should ask me, why don't you do many things that you should be doing? So then that's where my challenge will come, because I don't love those things. I should be looking at things I need to do. So
wow. It's so fulfilling. These conversations, I feel suddenly at some point of time when I'm having this chat with every single woman, that's what I've seen, that it feels so good inside.
Yes.
It just feels so good inside, all right, knowing this other person. And I think we should encourage a lot of men to watch this too. I'm just thinking it aloud right now because this was a women's show and I was always inviting women, even to watch it when I actually have it on social media, etc. I'm always addressing it. Yeah, I'm addressing it to women mostly. And I'm thinking at this moment that I think probably I should address it to everyone around us, because there is so much that men can learn from women too.
I think so, yes.
Also,
like you said in the beginning, woman has, she's the earth that you're walking on. She's the sky. You just said it so well. I really like the way you introduced, women, a woman. Then, so I really feel that we're coming back to the same, I think it's all connected. We're coming back to the same point, that that mutual love, care,
Yes,
and
respect.
is
That is all we
essential.
need. That is all we need, right? And yes, again, the whole idea, of having this beautiful chat with these beautiful, gorgeous women around me is to be able to help each other to get
Grow.
better,
Yeah,
yeah,
better, better,
and
get
grow.
better, heal, grow.
Yes,
Yes, I agree.
and the whole point is that we do not want to stay stagnant in a place where I do see a lot of people who are just so bored of this life, that routine, khana banao, ghar ko sambhalo, kids, husband,
No,
parties, work.
honestly, I envy women who are so organized and who have it all, and they are just, and for that matter, you, Ani. I mean, you're such a fantastic cook. So just so all the viewers who are watching, um, I was invited to her house, and I was shocked. She had cooked like 15 things, no exaggeration. And I was like, how do you do it? So see, I can't do things like that. I can do three dishes, okay, max four.
And
But
it's
here you
okay.
have,
And it's okay, right? That is what I'm always saying. It
yeah,
is okay. You are okay. You are
as you are.
great.
Yes.
You're great just the way you are.
Exactly.
Just because
So
I love.
live with passion, and live
Yeah,
with purpose. And
absolutely.
yeah, like agar main khana, like I make, let's say a particular thing I make, and I make it with so much, oh, who wants to make it? It's gone. It's nothing is
Yes,
there. But if I make it out of love, and if I make it because I want to nurture my family, it has
yes,
a whole different feeling. So
totally.
yeah, traditionally, I think our parents, our mothers, our grandmothers, they used to like put so much, again,
Love, love and attention.
zenness,
Yeah,
mindfulness in what they did. But
yeah,
I feel again, not to say that during those ancient times, it was all great, because we've seen how much there was suffering and all that. But again,
absolutely.
I feel uh, like if that love was there, which was that movie just came, Ranveer Singh's the Gujarati name he had,
Jordan,
Jesh Jordan,
something,
Jesh
some
Bhai,
Desh Bhai
Jesh Bhai
Jordan.
Jordan.
Huh, huh.
So, wo perfect actually, what we're talking about. How?
Yeah,
Because it's set in Rajasthan, and
yeah.
the woman has to deal with, if she's having a female child, she has to, just get rid of it while she's
Yes.
pregnant.
Oh
And
my
it's just so
God.
hard.
Yeah,
But guess who stands with his wife?
the
He
man.
does.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does.
And life becomes so much better for her, even though everybody's, saying, no, ye bhi baar ladki ho rahi hai, she's having a girl. But who was rock solid with her? Her husband.
The
And
man.
did she have
Yeah,
that love and care and concern for him? Yes.
absolutely. And for some reason, now that you talk about this man thing, I think the personalities of kids that received a lot of love and companionship and things like that from their fathers are much different from the girls that haven't. That is also one of my observations. I mean, I'm like crazy about observing life, literally,
So
literally,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
I have seen that the daughters that have more connect with their fathers are more open-minded, is what I felt,
Oh.
and more stronger and more brave. Somehow that gives me a feel. This is just a feeling so far that I have been able to understand while talking to
Okay.
women. I've not really got down to the basics of what and how it happens, but I feel like my dad, I remember, was a friend of mine. I
Uh-huh.
cannot describe him better. Okay, what's your daddy to you? My best friend, bestest
Wow.
ever.
So
Like I
cute.
can tell him everything. I could tell my mom too, but there were some things that I could share with my dad so much more openly, and he would be so open to discussing things with me,
Yeah.
very beautifully, okay, and never stopped me from thinking on anything in particular. All right, kuch bhi ho, You know, he would
बहुत
like,
अच्छा, हाँ, बहुत
you know,
अच्छा
like a
है. I
simple
like that.
example, एक छुटकू सा example, but बहुत जल्दी बोल दूंगी क्योंकि because it's a long story and I can't, we don't have the time for that. But you know, like I had a friend, my best friend, all right, this guy, his name is Vinod. We were from school together, and for some reason, have been closest with him. It's not as if we always were together or something, but in school we were, okay, but it's
Okay.
been so long, but still, you know, that friendship stays intact whether or not we talk to each other, you know. At that
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
I mean, he would come to my house regularly, okay, and
Ah,
there were a lot of friends, boys and girls, but everybody would know that Vani will gravitate towards him more than
anyone
everybody else.
else?
Everybody knew that's a special place. Okay, these two are something different. So I was always like that with him. He would be always there at my place. And then we were growing up and we got into college and stuff. And you know, there were many times that he was not coming every day anymore. You know, things have changed, right? For him and for me anyway. So at that time, one of those days, I was sitting outside. I remember this so vividly. You know, sitting on the veranda. It was a beautiful veranda that we had. I was sitting out there and I was just quiet. And I'm never usually alone. And that day I was. And my dad comes up to me and says, what's happening? Where are all your friends? And I said, you know, she's doing that, he's doing that, and whatever. And he said, but what about Vinod? Why isn't he here? He's usually always here, right? And then I said, yeah, he's actually gone with his girlfriend. You know, so he's busy. So that's what I told him. And then he said, so this guy's got girlfriends now. I said, not first one, daddy. This is like the third or the fourth one. He has so many girlfriends. All right. So he said, okay, that's nice because he also seen him grow up with me around in the house. Right? So he went. And then he suddenly said, can I ask you a question, Vani? I said, okay. And he said, would you have liked to go on a date with Vinod? Do you know?
He asked you that? Okay.
He asked me that.
That's amazing.
And I don't think in my generation any dad did that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Literally.
So what did you say? I'm interested in your response to
and I said, oh no, not at all, daddy. Not at all. Okay. Then he said, okay, let me tell you something. Even if you did, or you don't know yet, right? You don't know yet that maybe you want to go with him for a date or not. Or you're not just upset because he went out somewhere and you're sitting so quiet, or you're just sitting quiet for whatever reason. I just want to tell you one thing, Vani. Vinod is very special to you, and both of you have seen growing up together, right? So I know him too a lot, you know, just like I do you. So let me tell you, in his heart, you will have a very special place forever. Okay? Just, I mean, even thinking about that, you know, I tear up because I don't see any other dad could do it. That is a different story, but I'm so overwhelmed with my dad who loved me so much and in a way that he wants to address everything for me so openly.
They know. The dads who love, they care, they know. I mean, I have many memories, and that can definitely be another topic altogether, like how emotionally he connects to me.
Exactly.
I mean, just that, you know, him holding me in his arms. Yes. I felt, oh, life is fine. I'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I may not have gotten good grades, but things will be fine. You know, that's what he made me feel. Like, see, it's a safe
that's place. What my dad made me feel too. He was also extremely effusive. You know, he was all about hugs and kisses. All about
my dad, you know? My dad.
So I grew up very differently. My sister was extremely close to my daddy in a sense that she literally had to hold on to his shirt while going to bed while he was on tours, traveling. She was that close to him in that way emotionally, but I don't think she was effusive. But I, on the other hand, was completely effusive. You know, it's all about hugs and kisses with him. And somehow this is something that I was talking about because of what we started off with about, you know, when you grew up with a father, you know, a man who is so effusive, a man who is so forward thinking, a man who is so totally understanding you. I think you grew up very, very different. That's why I thought, because around my friends were not having that kind of confidence. Okay, confidence doesn't have to be only because of that, but I
No,
see.
see, I agree with you, but at the same time, it's if the father has that love for the child, the kid knows, right?
Yes.
And he may be strict, but that love is there. But yes, it's a blessing if he can be really open with him and you can
Yes.
talk to him.
Correct.
So my dad was very emotional, but my granddad is exactly what you're talking about. My nana, I could
Wow.
actually talk to him about all my problems.
So beautiful.
My grandfather, I could talk to him about, personal issues with some boyfriend. I could talk to him.
There
So
you
it
go.
was amazing. Yeah, very, very. It was like your dad, very forward, very
Yeah.
ahead of his time.
Yeah. And also, I think it is a personality, right? Everybody has a different personality, right? We come across people, not many
we
like
have
you,
a
not
different-
many like me. That's the way it is, right? Everybody is different. And I always love the fact that everybody's different. अगर सब एक जैसे होते तो क्या मजा आता है? बिल्कुल
Yeah,
भी
बिल्कुल. तो एक ही color होता तो
बिल्कुल
like-
भी नहीं, right? So yes, what can I say? Talking to you, it was all about this passion that you actually have, and that I don't know, passion actually drives everything, right? For you, it's
Yes,
completely, you're
absolutely.
driven by your passion solely. And
I saw you.
बहुत सारे लोग यार दुनिया में वो समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं अभी भी कि what is it that would really spark them? You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, just spark comes when you love something. It could be anything. So that
Yes.
I should read a poem I wrote. I have a book of
Wow,
poems.
please,
I wrote.
please.
It's called My Gypsy Dreams.
Uh-huh.
So it's called Gypsy Dreams, and it was like growing up. So there are a lot of questions in my mind, and of course you're growing up and you have like, oh, I like this boy, etc. That kind of thing.
Yes,
So
yes.
this one is relationships. It says relationships.
Uh-huh.
Relationships, they leave me feeling exhausted. I'm left wondering of their meaning. What is friendship? Only a claim to fame? This was because a friend of mine betrayed me. Okay. So what is friendship? Only a claim to fame. Without fame, my friend will make no claim. Only shame, only indifference, only a room without music, without conversation, a room with a candle of my aspirations. I aspire for kinship, which makes no claim for earthly fame. Now you can go on talking about cosmetics. So actually it's about a friend, and we met. I mean, I was very close to her, but after like a few years when I met her, I felt like, what happened? She couldn't even have like a normal conversation with me. We couldn't open up. She couldn't open up, and she kept bringing She kept talking about cosmetics. So see, I wrote that.
Wow.
So I have a lot of poems.
Wow.
A lot of poems. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Being able to express your emotions, I think, is something that is your strength, right? You are able to express your feelings through writing, through dance, through, the personality. You also have a personality that's very unique, right? The way you dress, the way
Today especially.
the way you talk, I mean, everything, right? You have.
So we both are RJs. We are doing radio. So, like we are people. We like people. That energizes us.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't say I want to be always with people. There are times when, I would enjoy like a nice solitary walk.
My solitude. Yes.
But having said that, I cannot be just in my house and not socializing. That's hard for me. I need that, like go out, have fun, meet friends, enjoy, have conversations.
Absolutely. But you know what? I'm very lucky, or I don't know. I can have a party with just myself in my house. Wow. Day after day after day after day. I can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still dress up, whether or not I step out, I dress up every day. And I somehow feel, just by saying it, that maybe that is what is part of the energy too. when you stay in the pajamas and just doing something around the house, it doesn't make you feel as good as, when you actually dress up in the morning and
Well,
then go cooking.
I think that's coming from your mom, because you told me auntie would always,
There you go.
every single day, he would
Oh
wear
my
a
God.
sari,
Yes.
wear her
Totally
lipstick.
dress up,
That's
lipstick and
coming
all.
from your mom.
Wow. I never
Yes.
thought about that. Can you believe that?
I
I
can
mean,
see that
something
connection.
so right in front of me. I never
Yes.
actually thought about that.
You told me, she was so, in one of our conversations, you told me, Parul, no matter what, even if you
Yeah.
go out every day after taking a
Yes.
shower, she would wear a nice sari. If it's hot, cotton. If it's not
Yes.
hot, it's a nice winter, maybe silk. And she
Yes.
would just do her hair, bilkul acha sa lipstick laga ke, and she's
Totally.
all right. Yeah, I
All
think that's where it's coming from.
Wow.
Your fashionista in
Yes.
you is
Came from
inspired
there.
from him.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And again, my dad always was traveling, like I said, be it outside India or within India. He was always traveling. And believe it or
Yes.
not, he would bring all the clothes and jewelry for me and my sister and my
I
mom
can
too.
relate to it.
Okay,
I can
but
also
then
relate to it.
I actually wore most of them for very long time, because my sister still had some, she wanted something different, from what he
Yes.
would bring. She had her own, things that she would like, etc. But I was not like that. I was ready to experiment with whatever my dad would bring. I would like, and
I know that experimental person that you are. I totally see that. Real, ek baat bataungi main, my mother, she's really the pillar of my strength. How? She's always pushed me. She has always pushed me.
My mom,
She's been critical. She's not like, oh wow, Parul, no. She's very critical.
My mother is
think
always wow.
that gives me that push, like
I know, totally.
this is your strength. Why aren't you working more on it? Or like she is very ambitious for me, and I think that has definitely influenced
It
me.
shows. It shows. You know what, Parul, there's a very good thing that we could end with. Talking about you grew up to be more, what's the word you just used? I mean, I just got so lost in the moment. Ambitious, right? That's the word you used. That's, I think, finally I got to the point what really was different with me growing up, like my mom was wow about every single thing that I did. Okay. She nudged me into doing everything, by the way. All right. Right from flower decoration competitions to dance, drama, you name it, everything, singing, poetry, everything. But it was always about, wow, wow, Vani, you did such a good job. Wow,
that's great.
Did. That's absolutely fantastic. But you know what? Right now, what I've realized, that maybe that's why, because I got the wow so much, I never thought that I needed to learn anything more.
Maybe you got it all. Let's see now. Oh. In my case, I don't know, I wanted to make something out of my life, and I just had that drive.
And I never
had that drive. You didn't?
I never did.
Sure? I don't think so. I think if I know you, you have the drive. Maybe you don't call it a drive in your case. You're not calling it an ambition, but you do it anyway. You're doing it.
Yeah. So how shall I put it? The world always gave me all these opportunities. The very first time the radio, somebody told me, please come, we want you to do this show. And I said, okay. Then somebody said, do TV. I said, okay. Somebody said, why don't you host the show? I said, okay. Why don't you perform for us for the show? Okay. Why don't you do this play? Okay. I think I never knew till now. Okay. Now I know it. Now I know it. I did not know that is my passion or that is me.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting, because you were doing it, yet you didn't realize it's your passion. And I
Never.
was creating that for myself. For example, after
Wow.
going to
That's the
film
difference.
school, I was writing for magazines. I was writing for, and I was seeking, and I was seeking, and I was writing, and I was very welcomed, I must say. But
See?
I created this radio thing, I created this film thing. I was seeking because that's something that gives me happiness, and it
Amazing.
continues to do so. So I'm very blessed in that,
Amazing.
that I still have that passion.
Wow.
And yeah, so
See,
kudos
that's
to all of
amazing.
us.
So I think somehow I have never been a seeker. It's the truth that I seem to realize this moment. See, this is what is an aha moment for me, because through these conversations,
Epiphany.
sometimes we learn something about ourselves, and sometimes we learn something about the person that we are talking or speaking with. See, I just realized that, yeah, so that's my thing. I have never ever been a seeker. Always, I think everything grew from only within.
No,
You
but
know?
it was, even though you're not seeking, it was coming to you. But I have a feeling that if it stopped coming to you,
Yes.
I have a feeling that you
That I
will
would do
start
something
seeking.
about it. Actually, you're
You will
right.
start seeking. Then you
know
will
what?
say, you know what? Why am I not doing it? This is what defines me. This is who I am. So you will start doing it. So
You're
basically,
100%
recently
right.
I did a play. Recently I did a play. Why? Because I had to do it, and it wasn't work. It was like, hey, okay, I've been asked to do a play, and I started my research, wrote it, directed and acted in it, and I'm not like blowing my own horn kind of a thing. But what I'm saying is, it didn't feel like work, even though I didn't see.
Exactly. It doesn't feel like work. Yes.
It came to me. It didn't feel like work. But tomorrow, let's say, when nobody's approaching me and I'm like by myself, I wouldn't be able to sit still. No way. I'll have to do what gives me that cake, if you may say.
You're so right. You're so right.
It gives you that feeling of, it's a satisfying feeling that this is what you love to do when you're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what I'm trying to say, that for some people, it takes so long. I'm talking about myself. It took me literally my life. I mean,
no, it's not your life. Now you're gonna seek. So I want to see you seeking, and I want to see people approaching me even more like you.
I know.
Like a luxury place where people just seek me, and I say, okay, I'll do it, kind of a thing.
I know.
And you're gonna have to start seeking. So yeah, there you go.
So true. Because see, so much we learn about ourselves too, right? That I've never been a seeker. I just did. Everything came to me in my life till now. Okay.
Yeah,
and
then, you were born with that. You were born with that fortune, if you will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the universe was extremely, extremely kind to me. And somehow, since I moved to Dallas, okay, for the first time, I started thinking that my world is not as big as it used to be. Suddenly, it all just I think at this age, when you move from a place that you lived all your life, literally, 20 plus years in New Jersey, you grow there, you flourish there, you become there, and then suddenly I got uprooted at that time. It was just on a whim, fancy whim.
I totally understand, but that's where we got to reinvent.
Yes.
That's where we have to reinvent, because our geography has changed, the people around us have changed. Yeah, I can relate to you, because growing up like in Delhi, it was a very luxurious, cushiony kind of a life where, I was doing it because I had passion to write, I had passion to act, I wanted to dance.
Yes.
But when I came here, it doesn't stay at that level, because firstly, the things you had while growing up are not there. You got to fend for yourself while going to college. You got to get going. You got to have a degree, then you have to have a job. And still you have that passion, then that drive will take you forward. Then it's the drive.
So true. And I think it's a beautiful realization for me today that, as long as things came to me, I just did them, I enjoyed them, and I forgot all about them. I never thought it was important for me. I never thought what an opportunity it was for me. What the universe gave me, I never realized that. Okay. And then maybe this space that I have got at this point of my life is also for the realization of it, for all I know, that now I understand how much I appreciate radio, how much I appreciate television, how much I appreciate stage, how much I, thrive in that kind of atmosphere, environment,
So
where
it's
there's
time to
art.
create, time to create that opportunity for yourself. And you are already doing it without realizing you're already
Yes.
doing it.
You know what? When I came from New Jersey, the program director and also the CEO of the company, everybody told me, don't leave it because this is so amazing. Do it on Zoom. Okay, we don't have a studio in Dallas, but just continue, because I did the show with almost about 200 women. 200 episodes I've
Wow.
done. Okay,
Really?
so he said,
Kudos. That's amazing.
I know.
Absolutely amazing.
And I didn't even realize that. Okay,
Absolutely.
really, I think I should.
Also celebration.
It's amazing, and you can see all of them on YouTube. They're all there out on YouTube. And now suddenly, when I came here, I thought, oh no, there's no studio. It's so boring.
Nahi
doing from
hoga.
home. Now, is tarah se, I just left everything.
That must have been hard.
And then, it started getting into my head slowly. It took me so long, though, almost about 3 years now. Okay.
Yeah.
That I did not do anything. And then now suddenly I felt, no, this is what I love doing, is what I understood. So some people take so long to understand things. I would have never believed it if somebody else told me that.
I agree.
But it's my own experience. So now I know. Now I know this is my passion. Now I know that I crave it. Every part of my being, wants it so bad. I want something creative.
You know it now. That's what matters. Now
Absolutely.
You know it.
Creative juices flowing.
That's what they say in Buddhism. From now onwards, from this second onwards, is what matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so don't worry about your hua, kya past. Now onwards. That's why
maybe I will be better
chanting.
at what I do, because I know now why I do it.
You can really feel the rhythm when you are saying it from now onwards. It doesn't matter. Why cry over spilled milk? And from now onwards, it's such an empowering philosophy. So, like, for instance, when I'm chanting and I'm doing Namyo Renge-kyo, it's like a, horse galloping, and you can actually have your dreams, and you can actually determine I'm going to achieve this. Just something small. For example, I want to achieve this by this day. And you can give a conspicuous chant to it, Namyo Renge-kyo, and then you go with that gallop. Like Tina Turner is also, she does this. And I'm telling you, it's about finding that. Some people love yoga. I think yoga is very empowering. Your breathing techniques, be it Sadhguru, all these philosophies, they're not just idle. And they're not just there for the heck of it. There's a lot of stuff inside it that brings, it brings out the power in you. So, I think I'm so excited that you will do another Insta reel for me with your creativity.
Absolutely.
You're going to direct me. I'm a director in real life, but you're going to direct me one.
Yes, and you're going to direct me too. I'm going to direct you, and you're going to direct me. Okay? And next show, that is what we are going to showcase.
Some of our reels. How about that?
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right.
Getting jiggy with it in the Odissi dress.
So, sweetheart, I had a fantastic time knowing you. You look ever more beautiful and gorgeous to me, through your experiences that you have shared. And this is what we do here, right? Like help every woman around us to, understand another woman and see what she can take away from this conversation. And I'm sure there's so much to take away. All right.
I had a pleasure to be here, Vani. I really, really enjoyed this conversation. It was more a conversation than, you were kind of interviewing me. I know on that. So that was really great. And I think one of the shows you should really also give the pleasure to other women and men how you cook, like what you cook. So do share a couple of your amazing, entrees that you made. And I'm coming back to y'all very soon. Okay.
I want you coming right now. Let's have dinner here.
You're not too far. You live in a beautiful place, and I love that
Get
ride.
into your car and come over. This was really, really amazing, Parul. Alrighty, lots of love and lots of lots more of this beautiful life that you're living
Hey, let's
forever.
have a selfie moment.
Absolutely, moment.
Pouting.
So let's save this beautiful, memory right here.
By
I'll
the
see you
way,
next time.
my husband is making roti for me right now.
How awesome. How very awesome. Did you have to rub that in? I actually have to go make the rotis for my husband. He's waiting. He must be thinking how long he should sit
I'm
on
sure
that
he'll
side.
fix you a drink, so it's okay. It all levels up. Don't worry.
Wow. Awesome. You have a good one till we see you again. See you here again. Okay?
Thanks. Have a
Bye-bye.
good one.
Thank you,
Cheerio.
everybody. Thank you so very much for joining us on an extremely, extremely beautiful journey with this very, very, very beautiful friend of mine, Parul Bhatia. She is an enigma, actually, and understanding her life and the experiences that she went through has definitely empowered me in so many different ways, and I'm sure it did to you too. But you don't have to wait long. We'll meet another beautiful, gorgeous guest next week, same time right here. Till then, you take care, be good, and keep smiling. Ta-da!
Namaste. Adios. Bye.
Adios. See ya. Okay. All right, guys, we are done. Lalish.
Should I leave?
Yeah, let me just tell this guy. Wow, but Parul, how amazing was that?
It's honestly very good. It was just from the heart, and nothing was planned, and I think that's what made it so special.
Yes. That was my idea right from the beginning when I started this. I didn't want it any other. Because what
मुझे
is
by the way तेरा ये look बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. I love this.
Really?
Really.
And my hair.
मैं जय जरा देखना मेरी friend को.
Please.
क्या मैं